Welcome back, guys, to Dying Light Part 3. Now, instead of doing, commentary over gameplay, I'm going to do more of the plot and the development of the game. Okay, so primarily, players assume the role of, I think his name's, Kyle Crane, which is voice actor and screen by Roger Craig Smith, an undercover operative sent to infiltrate the quarantine zone in the city of Heron and watch as the rules that govern civilization crumble to dust. Okay, now for development. Development of Dying Light is stated to have been back to early 2012. Reports had claimed originally Dying Light was going to be a Dying Light sequel. A Dead Island sequel, I should say. That part we already knew. But members of techland confirmed to Hardcore Gamer, which is the local game informant, i.e. like Game Informer or like stuff like that, that the game is an original title from its original and every beginning. Techland also did not agree with the creative vision Dead Island and considered themselves not in a good business position with Dead Island. Therefore, techland decided to split with publisher Deep Silver and start developing Dying Light. However, techland promised that Dying Light would be better quality than Dead Island due to the complex gameplay, extensive story, as well as its more serious and mature tone. Okay. The development team also considered Dying Light an opportunity to prove to people that techland have made a AAA game. The game was originally planned for release of 2014. However, on May 8, 2014, techland announced that the game was delayed to 2015 due to the desire to innovate. At E3 2014, techland announced that Dying Light will have strong emphasis on role-playing. The game is first scheduled in February 2015, and later announced the release date was pushed back to January 2015. Okay, we all know that part. Now I'm gonna do something about that one. So basically what they're saying is that they felt like Dead Island was not what it should have been when they partnered up with Deep Silver. So now that they ventured away from Deep Silver and joined forces with one of the gaming industry's top-notch developers and in DC Universe's publisher, the Warner Brothers. So now they have a better chance of understanding why their game is going down pat and why everything is going the way it should have been, and potentially make sequels, and then later on maybe a much bigger franchise than Dead Island was. Okay, now back to the development story. On October 28th, techland announced that the PS3 and 360 versions for the game had been canceled. The decision was based through an internal testing that showed the consoles could not handle the game properly. Okay, now recently I read the IGN website as well about that, and IGN said that the game features either amount of 200,000 objects in the game itself, while PS3 is only able to do half of that. Well, not half, but rather can only show 100,000 objects with its current engine that it runs on. But more to the fact that 360 and PS3 are both of different level graphics, I feel like when they did internal testing, they did more internal testing with both consoles, considering that with the new consoles you have more energy space, you have more memory, you have more development quality. It's all about development wise here. So whenever they came up with the idea to do PS3 and 360, they must have decided along the way that they probably wouldn't go through with it depending on how things would go down. But anyway, finishing up. techland originally aimed to deliver a 60 FPS, which means frames per second, frame rate on both PS4 and Xbox One. However, according to senior game producer Adrian Kazuski, I believe? I'm gonna just go with Kazuski. Dying Light's frame rate will be locked at 30 frames per second on consoles in order to be able to deliver a native 1080p graphics and reduce input on lag to minimum. as well to provide a smoother and more gameplay tailored performance. He considered 1080p/30 FPS frames per second is what it means, the optimal solution for Dying Light and its gameplay features on consoles. Lead designer Maciej Bykowski has announced that the day cycle is approximately 64 minutes, which means it's an hour and 4 minutes, while the night cycle will last approximately 7 minutes. When asked about the short night time, Bykowski said, quote, "I've seen a grown man cry during the night, so yeah, 7 minutes is definitely enough." Okay, so now we got more of a serious thing going on with this. So Dying Light is now 7 minutes, which makes the game a total, since the game was originally said to have 50 hours on it, it's only necessary that the game has, a certain time limit for day and night. Honestly, I thought that Dying Light would have, 64 minutes for both day and night, and they just gave it 64 minutes so you can have a chance to, get away and hide. But generally, from the trailers I've seen, the whole point of it is to last all night, really. So 7 minutes of daylight, 7 minutes of daylight in Dying Light is basically like, okay, so yeah, like 6 hours, 6 hours for people in America. So basically it's from 12 at night to like 6 in the morning. So until that point, which actually, let me rephrase that. If 7 minutes in Dying Light, it's 7 minutes in Dying Light, which that's nighttime. It means it's 7 hours in, our world, of course. Which means you have till 12 to 7 o'clock at night to survive. So when I hear that, I believe that there should be a certain extent of where Dying Light should, keep the zombies at their highest levels. Not just split them in half by, they're weak and easily killed in the morning, but during the night they're vicious, they can easily come and get you, they can climb and jump on buildings and stuff like that. The nighttime combat system is actually a lot more interesting than daylight is, because although you have a light on in nighttime, it's actually a bad idea to have pretty much anything with you at the time of night, which means that once the game doubles up, it means that you have pretty much everything. They twice as fast, twice as strong, and twice as smart, and their senses are doubled by just being in the nighttime. And with all things considered, the Dying Light game should feature a large amount of zombies in one direct area. So when the zombies are in one direct area, and being next to them in the nighttime would make it a lot harder for a character to, maneuver his or her way through the rooftops and then stay on the ground, but at the same time, either way could be caught up by zombies. And that, my fellow gamers, is what I think of the plotline and the development of Dying Light. For more, stay tuned, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.